Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you, Tom. Awesome. We're going to be starting here in just a second. All right. Just getting my list and everything ready, and then we're going to start rolling. I know we got a few more people that are going to drop in. So I'm going to get this pulled up and give them another second to get all settled in. And then we're going to start rolling. Per the usual, if anybody needs to go early because you got something like you got to pick up kids or something like that, go ahead and let me know so we can get you going. Otherwise, I'm going to go straight down my list. I am getting ready to head out the door to travel to Florida. So that being said, I'm going to pretty much breeze through our main question, okay, and give you very specific instruction based on what I'm seeing. And basically what that means is we just won't have a whole lot of time. Like if we start going off onto, tangents on other things, the best thing I'll do is the best thing that we'll be doing to sort of solve that, again, I don't want it to seem hurried. So what we're going to do is Tom's our client success specialist. He's going to be sticking around. Okay. So we'll get through kind of our first initial questions. If y'all need some extra time just to kind of get clarity on certain things, Tom is going to stick around. And then also keep in mind, if you do need to, we have now went to 2 sessions per week. We are asking that you sign up for just one at any given time, meaning that, don't necessarily come to both if there's nothing new, right? If you can just come to one per week, what that'll do is that'll keep our session sizes a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, so we can dive deeper with each person. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. I know he said, let's see, Becky has to leave at 1:45. Becky, I have to remind me of what time zone you're in, because 1:45 to me means nothing. You're what? Are you MST or I forget?
No, I'm in Central.
Okay, let's go ahead and let you go first, since you're pretty much the one on the time crunch here. So we're going to see if we can, for the most part, get through everybody in about an hour. So again, just to reiterate, right? Repetition is the mother of success. Tom will be sticking around if there's any sort of, loose ends that need to get tied up. So that being said, let me get yours pulled up here.
I don't have any questions. I was cool. Last time we went through, we did the Google My Business to try to optimize that. So I've done that.
Okay, good, good.
And I took out one of my spearhead keywords because I had one too many, and added wedding photography in St. Louis, wedding photographer and photographers in St. Louis. And that was it. So I was just trying to see what else, next steps were and what I needed to do. I'm still hanging out at like that 80 range.
You submitted to be indexed after you made those changes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what day did you submit it to be indexed?
Let's see. So we talked about that on 8/5. So I think I did that the next day on the 6th.
Okay, cool. Honestly, Google probably hasn't found those changes.
Yeah.
So, there's probably not too much for us to look at in terms of your site. And I don't like changing too many things at once. So, there's a couple things that are good to do. If you're going to keep doing stuff, one thing that you can't really go wrong with is building backlinks. Okay. So if you still have some backlinks to build, I would be doing that. There is a new one that I wanted to add to our backlink list that I have not added yet. And again, this is for everybody. And I've just been experimenting with this. It was a link that I found that I think it's going to be a really good one. I'll screen share it once I get it pulled up here and just show you guys basically like how it works. And let me see. I can't multitask, so I'm like trying to log in and show you guys this real quick. My galleries. Yeah, so and I do plan on, I may actually make a video for this if you guys want to go ahead and you're more than welcome to go ahead and create an account and kind of goof with it if you want to. But this has a pretty good domain authority. So I was just experimenting with it. So I took one of our members and was just, because I was like, well, I don't need to do it for myself. So I just kind of set this up. You can write a lot more than this. So it'd be good to do almost like a bio of yourself, but it's really like a website that's designed to be a gallery. So people are using it for photos. But just to show you how cool this is, I will show you inside of mine's. I think the domain, I forget, I want to say the domain authority was at least like a 60. So this is actually a really good backlink. And keep in mind, you can also use this to get backlinks for blog posts because you can publish more. Yeah, it's an 87 domain authority. So this is a wicked high domain authority. Okay, so, backlinks are one of those things that if we have some new people. If you haven't done them, you definitely want to get to that. The sooner, the better, honestly. But backlinks will help you build more trust with Google. And so kind of just going back to it now that I've showed you this, again, 87 domain authority, which the highest you can get is like 99 or 100. So, and to give perspective real quick. Okay. So Google's domain authority, you would think would be like 100, right? I don't think it is. Double check. Yeah, it's like Google's domain authority is 94. I don't know who has higher than Google, but apparently somebody does. So Google's got a 94. This pbase.com has an 87. So this is, again, it's a really, really good way to get a backlink, and you want to use it with anchor text. So again, you can go into this pbase.com. I will share the link inside the chat box here, just so everybody's got this. Like I said, I do plan to actually add this to the backlink list along with a few others. And this is one of the ones that's really good, not just for your homepage, So again, like here's the keyword, right? And if you click that, that goes to the website. This is like, the title, right? So again, it's kind of like you're building this out SEO friendly. This is even got like, the description of the photo, right? So this is like a really, really cool resource. So long story short, this is a fantastic backlink. If you guys are kind of like, I got a little bit of time and you want to go ahead and start goofing with it, I would recommend that. I just saying, it's like super high domain authority. So very good backlink to go ahead and get. Like I said, I'll probably put some more stuff about that, maybe even in the videos, but we've got a number of new backlinks that we're planning on adding to the backlink list, because that'll help out mostly, especially so for the people that are you haven't built up a lot of trust with Google because your page or your website's so new. 2, it'll help out with really, really competitive markets. And then 3, it'll help out for if you're trying to rank like specific blog pages and or rank in different markets. That is going to be a super big help for those things. So that being said, though, back to what the original question was, or original thing, I would recommend that we do look at your Google My Business real briefly. So if you want to screen share that, Becky, we can take a look. And then, again, everybody else, if you have or have not set this up, follow along, because you may hear a few tips as we go over this with Becky. Are you just double checking, Becky? You still there? I didn't lose you, did I?
You didn't lose me. No, I was
okay. Cool.
I was trying to get the window open so that I would just open it onto it, and then I lost my mute button. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I just open.
All right. Requesting remote control. And I'm just going to poke around here a little bit, make sure everything looks solid from my standpoint. Another thing that I don't know if you've done this recently, but getting reviews is good. Replying to them is good. If you haven't done that, highly recommend go ahead and do that. Now, also, by the way, if you can get more reviews, if they mention something specific about the city, right?
Oh.
Like in what you do, that's a bonus. So if you can sort of suggest, given like subtle simple instructions to your people that are leaving reviews, like, hey, it does help me out if you include, like, you talk about the city and like what specifically I did for you, like wedding photography. That is actually helpful for your Google My Business profile from what we know. So, even if you create a little resource like on how to basically give you reviews, that can be really helpful for couples because it just gives them a guide. Giving them a template of what to say is also, and you can say, oh, you don't have to use this, but if you would like it to be very simple, here's sort of a template. Also, when they do that, it increases the odds that their review is going to get actually accepted and published, because what we're seeing a lot of now is reviews, like Google's kind of cracked down on reviews. Like if they don't sound legit, they just won't, like they'll take them off. They either won't ever let them post or they'll take them off. So it's good from a standpoint of SEO, but it's also good from a standpoint of just making sure that you're actually getting the reviews. Cool.
Okay.
So just one little note there, but replying matters, right? So do go in and reply as often as you can. That'll be good. We'll just kind of work down the list here. Looks like you got some post stuff. I always say, I don't want you to think of this as like you need to post all the time. I do think it's smart to post and include something with some keywords, right? 2-3 posts, I'll be honest, I think I've done like maybe like one post a year or something like that. I don't think Google's looking for a lot because honestly, most other people aren't doing anything. So doing a little bit can matter. And again, kind of weaving some of your keywords into it. I don't really worry too much about like actually people clicking on this stuff. Like I just don't.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like a bit, like it's most like, I mean, make it so it looks nice, but for the most part, you don't need to worry about actually getting business directly through this, although you certainly can. So it's not impossible. Service areas, I see you've got it limited to St. Charles, St. Louis. That should be fine. So your hours, by the way, like just make sure they're consistent. Like if you've got if you've got your hours on list on your website, make sure they're the same here. Anywhere, if you've got hours listed on any platform, you really want them to be consistent across all those. Let's see. Services. It's good in here. I do recommend having like, okay, you've got St. Louis wedding photography. That's good. This looks good. Labels, got some stuff in there. Looks solid. Attributes, you can add attributes if you want to. Shouldn't have a whole lot of effect on it though, SEO wise. So it is good to include your keyword in here twice. You may have done that. So, and that's straight from Google. I talked to somebody who worked for Google and they were like, yeah, put your keyword in there twice.
Okay. I don't think I've done that, so I'll add that.
Cool. I'm assuming that you've added some photos, but that's another,
there's a whole bunch in there.
Cool. But products, I think it's all right to, St. Louis wedding photography, right? And again, it's just kind of like a general post for what you do. I want to say that's about it on here.
Okay.
So yeah. So just take advantage of the, like I said, the, what was it? You said you didn't do. I'm going so fast. I don't remember what I said. The one thing that you said you didn't do that I said that you should do that thing. And then I would just work on backlinks until Google finds, indexes and finds the updates, which, for me, usually at this point in the game, it seems like it's around a week it takes Google to find stuff. It might be different for different people. But you can be doing some good stuff in the meantime. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Keep at it.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate you. See you, Becky. All right. Yeah. I'm going to keep working straight down the list here.
Hey, Jeff, somebody, I think it was Chantel, said that she's got an appointment upcoming in the chat.
Okay. 11:30, which is, I think Chantel, what, you're Pacific, aren't you? So it's 12:30, 2:30, 3:30.
It's 11:16 right now.
Yeah, so 11 to 12 to 1 to 2. Oh, so you've got like 15 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did you get my response to your post?
I did.
Okay. So do
Wait,
you
no,
know?
I only got, sorry, I'm in the car. I only got, like the rules.
Okay. Yeah, that would be it.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you number one, what we see, because I know your question was kind of around like drops in rankings. Dropping in rankings is very normal. Random drops is very normal.
From page 2 all the way to 85, I about
Yeah.
panicked.
Yeah, it's very well. Number one, like, how do you know that you dropped? Number one.
Well, because the SEO Edge said, and then I Googled, and I'm not there anymore for
Yep.
any of my keywords.
Yep. This is very, it doesn't happen all the time, but it usually happens at least once or twice to many people. Even if you hit page 1, it's happened to me. It's happened to one of the first people I remember it happening to was Lee. He ranks out now. He still ranks first page for DC. But he was first page for DC and one day gone. Now, sometimes SEO Edge will say that, and then we'll check Google and you're still there. So I say that's why it's good to give us a time frame, like how long have you seen this, right? Because I know, for instance, I saw you ranking like maybe 5 days ago or something like that. So it's probably a pretty short term events. And I would keep a little bit of an eye on it, but unless you've changed something drastic or you've lost some backlinks or something like very telltale of an issue, then I wouldn't sweat it. It's probably a little temporary drop. In fact, a lot of times what we see after that happens is a drastic like increase in rankings. So I know, like, whenever I was trying to rank, it did it to me. Like I was like ranking sort of on, I think it was lower page 1, then I disappeared. I'm like, oh no, what's going on? What did I do? And then like 5 days later, I was now higher on the first page of Google.
Okay, that was my only question, because I panicked, because like now that I started ranking, over 50% of my traffic comes from Google. So it's like, no.
Yeah, it can be scary, but just hang in there. I would keep a lookout for it maybe over the next week. If you see it, it gets like a week or two and it's still doing the same thing, then at that point it's like, yeah, we probably want to take a closer look. But as of right now, unless you've done something, whatever, the moral of the story is really, I would keep getting some backlinks. I tend to think that Google, and I don't have any proof of this. This is just me kind of like philosophizing. I tend to think that Google does things to us to freak us out because it wants us to think that the game is over, and then you stop link building and stuff. Google's not necessarily looking for millions and millions of backlinks, but it is sort of looking for like consistent growth.
Right.
So it's far better to get like a backlink over, a month versus 3 backlinks in 1 month.
Right.
So a backlink a month for 3 months looks better, honestly, than 3 backlinks in 1 month. Now, it could take Google some time to find this backlink and that backlink, but the moral of the story is it's better to sort of have some slow, steady growth, especially if you're trying to make it high first page in a fairly competitive market. It's better to build backlinks. Like even though you drop off, go get a backlink.
Okay. Well,
Seriously,
I'm gonna get that new backlink that you just shared.
Good. That's the best thing to do. Get some good anchor text in there. And so don't forget, it's very common. I usually get, I'd say maybe one person a week that has that sort of thing, right?
Makes me feel better.
Another person that happened to recently that you can even reach out to her, I bet she can make you feel better, was, hold on, let me double check, because Catherine Fay, I'm trying to remember what her website is, because I'll tell you. This just happened to her. I think she was like second page. It dropped off, and then now she's literally the 1, 2, 3, 4th result on Google.
Okay.
For like Branson. It's right here. Same thing happened. She did the same thing. She posted in the group, was like, oh my gosh, my rank is, and I was like, hey, we need to know more data because it's probably going to be this. And then she didn't post because I guess she got busy. And then like a few days later, she was literally higher than before she dropped.
Okay.
So yeah, don't sweat it. Same for everybody else here. If you see it drops in rankings, Tom's seen it, right? Tom, you've seen the drop.
I was actually about to chime in that this happened to me like 2 nights ago. I dropped from being first page for Raleigh. I was ranked 7th or 8th, and I dropped to SEO Edge to 75. Had a brief moment of panic attack. I was like, oh my God. And then this morning I was back at 7 or 8. And I think honestly too, like SEO Edge is kind of glitchy and not a perfect app. So like I definitely use SEO Edge to like check things quickly, but I go by like what Google Search Console says. So like in Google Search Console is always a few days behind in its data. So like if I dropped on SEO Edge and then a few days later I saw that drop in Google Search Console, then I would know it's a true drop, and I'd probably be more like, oh gosh, I really dropped, what's going on? But like SEO Edge is definitely imperfect. So yes. I saw that just now, and I've been on page 1 of Google for months now. So it's still randomly happened in SEO Edge, but it wasn't, I don't even think it was actually accurate. So
yeah. Well, we have somebody that she's like number 1 or 2 for multiple terms, and like SEO Edge constantly says NA.
Right.
So there's even like those sorts of little glitches on SEO Edge. Look, if somebody finds a better app, we're all ears. Okay. We just haven't found one that's quite as simple and easy, but you don't want to stake your mental health on it. It can be wrong. Yeah. Not a good thing to stake your mental health on. But yeah, check back in, let us know. You know, you can feel free to just share inside the group if you see that uptick. It'll encourage other people, because like other people see that and they freak out. Just about everybody has their like, you know, big drop freak out at some point in their SEO journey, unless you literally just do some stuff. And like we have this one person that she like didn't even know that she hit page 1. Like she like did some stuff and forgot about it. And then like, I was like, hey, did you know you hit page 1? She's like, oh my gosh, that's cool. And so that's actually probably the most mentally stable way to do it. So just saying, not that you have to, but I'm just saying that maybe is probably the most mentally stable way to do it. Right.
I've just been trying to grow, because I've been on page 2 for a while. So I've been working on like backlinks and stuff to get to page 1. And so when I checked it and all of a sudden I like dropped, I was like, because I have kind of forgotten since wedding season started.
Yeah. But
then I checked it and I was like, oh man.
Yeah. And you haven't been down for long, because like I said, I had just looked at it a few days before. So yeah, I'd just give it a little bit of time and keep getting backlinks. Yeah, and also I think it was Jeff said you can use Uber Suggest to track rankings. I agree with that. I personally still think that Google Search Console is the best. I am looking up an app that what it seems to do is to take your Google Search Console information and feed it through an app. Now, I haven't gotten to mess with it very much yet, so I'm not going to recommend it, but it may end up being a really good replacement for SEO Edge, because SEO Edge is like, you know, it's trying to feed, like it's basically scanning the actual search results. So it, you know, Google Search Console on the other hand is going to be like, literally you're just getting that data. You're just getting that data straight from Google. The big thing about it though, is there is a bit of a delay because it does wait to compile the data. It seems to me like there's a 48-hour delay. So you're actually getting your rankings very accurately, but with a 48-hour delay. So again, no matter what you look at, you're not really going to get the most accurate information. So anyhow, just take that into account. But yeah, thanks for checking in, Chantel. Good to see you. Hang in there. Let us know how it goes.
All right. Thank you.
Cool beans. Let's see. Got to get my list. Where did my list go? Here it is. All right. So next in line, I've got Alyssa. What's up, Alyssa? Let's get you unmuted.
Hello.
Hey, I know we've had a few new people join in, so I just want to say real quickly here, we are trying to move along fairly fast today. There's 2 reasons why. Number one, I have to get out the door and get on the road to, I've got a business thing in Florida. So we're going to stick to like kind of the main things today. We won't be bouncing around very much. That being said, Tom is going to likely stick around in case there's any loose ends that we need to wrap up. Again, Tom is our client success specialist. He's official. Okay. He's even, I don't know, we need to get him a t-shirt or a badge just because he's so official. So there's that. Also, we did introduce the Thursday Mastermind option. So it's at 4:30 Eastern on Thursday. So there's now 2 Easy SEO mastermind sessions in addition to obviously the one for ITBM. So there's now 3 mastermind sessions per week. Okay. So just keep in mind, we also have that Thursday one. That being said, Alyssa, hey, let's dive in.
Hi.
I got you your questions. Basically, you don't have any questions, but I still wanted to check in with you. So like, is there anything in particular you're working on right now?
I think I'm very behind. And not to make excuses, but like it's been a really crazy few weeks and I'm a single mom. So right now I'm just trying to like catch up on everything. So was doing this morning, I was going through the videos. So just to double check, I'm supposed to be doing the videos, checking my site, and then coming to one mastermind session a week, correct?
Yeah, that's what we're recommending, is that you just do one. You know, like that's kind of the recommendation. You know, we also have like the on-demand one-to-one support. So kind of my thinking is we really shouldn't need more than 1 session per week,
Right.
because like if each person's doing 1 session a week, like a week in between is most likely enough. And I sort of derive that because we used to only do a session every other week. And then we added in Fridays, right? And so it's like I've seen mostly that what we can do is we can reduce the sizes of each class. So our intention is in the like in doing that is to make sure that each session is deep as we possibly can make it with a more limited amount of people, right? So instead of us having like a bunch of people for this one and then the same people in the next one, we're recommending that you guys just look at booking 1 per week out of the Easy SEO. Still do ITBM, but 1 of the Easy SEO ones per week. That way we keep the size smaller and the help in depth. So that being said, we do recommend coming to every single one. Even if you like what you did today was good, like even though you don't have a question, because we can kind of check in, it does provide you a level. Honestly, it's like a level of subconscious accountability, right? Because we're talking, I'm like, hey, so what are you doing, right? Like, so part of that is the accountability. I know we had a question because Jeff was asking, well, how's the on-demand work? I'll just take a second to explain that. We are going to be like making a video for this to explain it as well. Lots of videos need to be made and we're working on it, getting there as quickly as we possibly can. But I'll show you guys real quick, just because I want to make sure that you all know how to access that now, and so you're not waiting on me. Right here, I'm going to screen share and I'll show it to you once I get logged in. How do I? There we go. There's the button. I was going to say, how do I actually get into my own members area? So like if you're inside the Easy SEO Mastermind Sessions access area, by the way, Tuesdays, Thursdays, they are divvied out now. So like if you want a Tuesday, guess which one you click? The Tuesday one. That's a look how nice that freeze frame is of Ashley, by the way. That's like a perfect, like, gosh,
always
like,
so
how
beautiful.
come it, how does it not, like me, if it ever like gives a thumbnail, it's always the worst. So I'm like,
that's not so great, but
that's a great one. Hey, give a thumbs up if you think that's an awesome thumbnail of Ashley there. Just gonna
thanks for the boost,
we'll get the votes
guys.
on it.
Thanks.
Anyhow, so Thursdays, obviously you click Thursdays, but the one-to-one, y'all, what happens with this, and this should not be used, like if you're not coming to mastermind sessions and you're doing one-to-one requests, we're gonna be like, yeah, let's have a one-to-one to talk about why you should be coming to mastermind sessions. Okay. So just a heads up about that. Like this is not to be used to replace mastermind sessions. This should be something if you need additional support, which honestly, most of you should not. Okay. We go pretty deep here. So don't use this as a crutch, right? But we also want you to use it as a crutch when you legitimately need a crutch. So it's basically just filling out the form. It's going to ask you some questions that goes directly to Tom's inbox. And then Tom, again, our client success specialist that's here with us today, he will follow up with you about if it's something he thinks that he can respond to just like briefly in either like a message or on Facebook or with like a video, he'll do that. And then if it needs to escalate really into like jumping on Zoom, then that's an option that again, that's at Tom's discretion because he knows how to handle these things. So, but ultimately we just want to make sure that you get the support that you need. Okay. So hopefully that answers that question on that. I think that was maybe about it that we need to chat about, Alyssa, for now. Keep working through the videos. right? And then keep coming to the mastermind sessions. Ideally, if you can get some stuff done, we can sort of check your work and then say, okay, here's our next step.
Okay.
Right. So get some stuff done, get through some videos, get some stuff implemented. I remember that you had to leave early from your orientation. So if you feel like you didn't get you didn't fully get to implement, that might even be a good reason to fill out a one-to-one request, because
Okay.
Tom can probably help you to make sure that stuff's really set up correctly. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Cool beans. My pleasure. All right, let's keep rolling here. Let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss any comments. Okay, cool. So we got next in line, Ashton and Kevin. What's up, Ashton and Kevin? Good to see you all. I know you said nothing right now, but some small changes, dialing in the ITBM stuff. Just want to check and see though, like, is there anything that you guys have seen in terms of movement? I know you kind of had like the top of the second page is where you were. You had first page for your Google My Business. Right. We're trying to figure out, okay, let's start adjusting things to get some more quality inquiries. Last time we talked about like adding some more photos to like those gallery posts. Did you get to work on that at all?
No, we've been, busy as ever. Like I give you all the reasons, but no, it's on our to-do list. We're also, we just are catching up on delivering a couple weddings that we're super excited to have incorporated into our website. So I guess that's probably been the mental hurdle there of saying, hey, we've got this gorgeous highest end wedding that we've ever shot that we'd like to deliver and update some things. No, things are going good. We are completely changing how couples get a hold of us. We're going to go back to something that we've had in the past where, and it's just because, you and I talked about this, to where they can set up a phone call with us at their convenience. And it just works better. I'm going to start paying my oldest kid to babysit while we have Zoom calls at home, I guess.
Nice.
So, yeah, no, things are going good, man. We've got like our presentation slideshow. We just finished building that. Probably need to make a couple more tweaks, but rebuilt all of our packages. The next thing I'd really like to do, that if you want to hold me accountable on, maybe within the next week, I need to go ahead and duplicate our Tulsa page into OKC, because we've lost any ranking for OKC since we changed some of our blog titles, and we're not ranking at all for OKC. Which,
well, and you had some blog posts that were for OKC. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we had some, and we changed some of our blog titles and stuff like that, and it kind of lost us that. But we need our OKC landing page, right? So
yes,
yeah,
good. Well, my estimation at this point, I'd say duplicate that homepage.
Yep.
I think it's good enough. I don't want you guys duplicating something if it's like, really far off from what it needs to be. But when it's pretty close and you're already ranking it, sometimes I've seen people say, well, I sort of want to hold off, look, you don't have to be super stingy about duplicating. I say if you've got a page that's at least showing up and seems to be doing decent, it's probably good to go ahead and duplicate it. I like looking at stuff and saying, oh yeah, I think we need to, if there's something minor we need to tweak, cool. But for the most part, like you guys, you're good. Go ahead and start duplicating. Sure. Like one for OKC. There's some good traffic for OKC, so I'd go for it.
Is there anything that you think that we could do to? We have a competitor that the stalk your competitors backlinks or whatever. In Tulsa is Baldridge Photography. They're not a luxury brand at all, but they're on first page, and I checked out their backlinks. It looks like they paid $150 to get put on a bunch of directories. Okay. And that's the only way that I can figure that they're working, because they're like keyword is not non-existent on their homepage, right?
Okay.
But they're sitting pretty like third or fourth spot, I think.
Okay.
So is there anything else other than maybe doing something like that we could do to boost our rankings for Tulsa?
Getting a bunch of backlinks, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think at this point is just going.
Well, yeah. So, and that's not necessarily. We're kind of looking, just as some background, we're looking at the possibility of finding some like trusted sources. I wouldn't just go do that. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say, because number one, even though they did that, the quality of those links could vary greatly. And there's some people out there that will let you pay them 100, 150 bucks and get you some crappy backlinks.
Yep.
So I've seen it at times, people do that, and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have done this. This is hurting you.
I've heard you say that Google's kind of picky about like if you're getting backlinks with the wrong spots, it can hurt you. So we've kind of held off on it until now, but I'm just at a loss of what we can do. I mean, like we're hovering around like 9, 10, 11.
Yep.
On SEO.
Well, and some of that over time, by the way, it is going to increase. It is going to increase over time. However, again, I think that if it were me, knowing what I have planned, because I have some new cool stuff kind of in the works that it's probably going to take me at least a couple weeks to sort of roll it out. But if I were you, knowing what I know that I'm trying to roll out for you guys, I would probably like go get that one backlink that I've mentioned today. For now.
Okay.
I wouldn't pay
at the top of the chat feed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just pbase.com. So it's not too hard to remember, like P, the letter P, base.com. And you know, at least go ahead and get that. That's a super high domain authority, super helpful to have that. If you've got like a 2-tiered linking sort of thing going on, I would go ahead and like link from your 2-tiered linking stuff to that pbase page, even so Google finds it a little bit more quickly.
Yep.
Okay. But I really try to tell people I would hesitate to just go on, and pay somebody $100 to get you a bunch of backlinks. Especially because I got some stuff that I'm trying to work on for you guys that I think will, in those like instances where you do need to boost up your domain authority a little bit, we've kind of got some plans for stuff on that. So
okay.
So yeah, hang out just a little bit on that.
Let's see here. My Tulsa wedding venues blog is not ranking at all. Like we're not ranking for Tulsa wedding venues yet.
Do you have backlinks built to that?
Like links to those venues?
Well, no, links to that page, that Tulsa wedding venues page.
No. How do I
internally? So you want to build, like, if like on your homepage, that's a resource. So like below your mini about me, I'd have resources, because that's going to build your authority. So I would put a link again with that descriptive keyword linking to that particular page. Then also, if you've got like a blog page, make sure it's linked to from there. Okay. So you've got multiple links inside your own website linking to that with anchor text. And then also, like, for instance, on pbase, you can go on there, make a gallery and share like an image from it.
Okay.
Talk about the blog post and link with anchor text, Tulsa wedding venues.
Okay.
Okay. And same thing. There's other places that you can do that. The Spearhead podcasting stuff, you can do that in the show notes as well. Right. And so you're just building more credibility throughout the interwebs, because it's not just in a vacuum.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And there's even some other stuff we're looking at, like, because what we're finding is that, so you can actually get backlinks from Google. One of the things that we're looking at to make sure that it's legit is publishing like Google Drive docs. Okay. It's like if you have a Google Drive document, you can publish it to the web. Well, guess what? You can put backlinks in that bad boy. So
okay.
Then you get a backlink from Google through there. Now, the thing is, we're still kind of like wanting to come up with best practices and verify that that does work. But from what it looks like it does work to do that.
Okay.
So, there's some other like cool things that we're kind of working on and wanting to condense probably into some videos to help you build up more authority, both for page authority, because the page authority is going to help us. It's how much power a specific page has to rank, whereas domain authority is more so generally the site. So you might have some domain authority, but if a brand new page doesn't have any trust with Google, it may still sort of lag behind until you build up some backlinks to that page.
Sure.
Or blog post. A blog post, I'm equivocating with a page.
Sure. Cool.
Cool. Makes sense?
Yeah, I've got one more question for you, where I'm linking in my website, like under the mini about me, the button there now links to the experience page. You know how on Squarespace it says, do you want this to open in a new window, basically, when they click the button?
Don't do that.
Don't do that. We want it to stay all in the same window, right?
Stay in the same window. Only time you want to do that is if you're taking them off your website.
Okay, cool.
Cool beans.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
All righty. Rock and roll.
Thanks.
All righty. I'm gonna keep going down the list here. And I know I had one person ask me if I could get to them today. The answer is yes. I'm gonna more than likely get to everybody. We just can't veer off into too many discussions. That's what I'm saying. So if I say, hey, hold on, stop, so I'm gonna stop you right there. Don't be offended. It's just me sticking to what I said at the very beginning. All right. So let's see. Anne Marie, let's get you on here real quick.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Good, doing good. Go ahead and screen share, and basically, I'm just going to show you how to get that code on there. Now, I want to say there's a video.
I figured it out. Hold on one second.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I think there should be a video. Look, show it users. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe I have a video about where to put your show it code, right? Like I talk about the code injection. If I don't, please let me know because I want to fix that.
I'm pretty sure I figured it out after Tom responded. Let me just screen share with you. Oops, wrong thing. Sorry.
But yeah, still show it users. Let me know if it's not there, because there should be a video for that. But I do want to make sure that I've got that video in there that talks about the header code injection. So again, I know we've got some other show it users in here, so y'all let me know.
I can't remember exactly what the video says, but I have mine just as an embedded code on like one of the top canvases on each of my pages.
I think
and it
I
works.
found it over here on the side.
Yeah, we need if I'm
header.
yeah, it should be. So like if you click on the three dots, if I remember, it's been a hot minute since I did this, but I want to say you click on
over here.
Yeah, it's advanced settings.
Advanced settings.
No, yeah, advanced.
All right, I pasted it in here.
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
And I just went down and did that on everything. Now the only thing I didn't do this on was the blog because I was confused.
Well, I don't think you can do it here on the blog. I'm going to click and just, well, let's see. No, it almost looks like you can. But I kind of wonder if Google's going to pick that, or if,
I thought there was something about WordPress in the full.
Yeah, that's what I've always taught, because what we're finding is if you post it on the blog, like the header code injection on WordPress, that you don't have to do it on every single page. Okay, we're seeing some screwy stuff with this though, with show it. So we're still trying to figure out exactly the kinks that need to be worked out on this.
For now, I just left it off the blog. I don't know.
You can put it on there and see if it works, if you want to experiment a little bit with it.
Okay.
But we're hearing different things from different show it users, which is not weird, because same thing happens with Wix. It's like we had two people that were dealing with an issue with Wix, but then someone else has Wix and it was fine.
Sure.
So we're hearing different things from different people. So I am encouraging people, look, yeah, just figure out what's going on with you specifically. If it's like, if you put it, let's say you haven't put it on your blog and it's showing you blog videos, let me know. Basically, we're just trying to come up with solutions to what show it is doing. And it may be inconsistent across different users. That's what we're kind of skeptical of. But yeah, let me know if you're not, like, if somebody's leaving, but it looks like they clicked on, say, a blog post and you're not seeing it, let me know. That's kind of our concern with that. So, but this looks good. You should be good on this. Cool beans.
Yep. Thank you.
No problemo. Good job on figuring that out. Let's see. Jeff was asking about a tutorial for the sales presentation. Yeah, that's going to be an ITBM. So the inquiry to booking mastery stuff, right? And then those mastermind sessions.
It's in that video series.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it. All right. Let me keep rolling here. I'm going to pull up my list. We got a list. We got Ashley up next. Ashley, want to unmute yourself? Hey. You tried to get your old website forward to your new one. You've contacted GoDaddy. They say that it is forward. However, when you type in your old site, it still pulls up. Sometimes with like that kind of stuff, it can take a while for the for like if they update something in their system, it can take a while to actually take an effect. So they may have done it. What I think you're saying is that they did do it. Is that correct? They're saying that they did it, or did
they're saying they did it, and then usually it's working for me, but then my husband looked again last night and it's still pulling up the old website. But
Is it working for you though? Like if you type in images, photo and video, photography and video, it goes to your new website?
Let me look at it again.
Because the thing is like, if it's a device that you've searched for it on before, if it still has it cached, it may go to the old site because it's just pulling from the data it's already got. So it's possible, I guess, in theory, that could be what's happening. But I know like when I click it, when I go to images, photo and video, it is going to your old website.
Oh, it didn't just now. It went to my new one. And then I made
Good.
all the changes that we were able to discuss at the last one. I'm sorry I had to cut out early. I had to leave at noon on that last one. So,
Okay.
but like I took the portfolio off the front page, added like just more. I did.
Let me ask you a question. You know, like when I type in your site and it shows that like the garlic, like it shows your logo for a second. Is that a delay? Like, is it delaying your site in order to show that?
No, it's a preload screen that was set by Square Muse.
Okay. So it's like while it's loading, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should it just be white and not the logo?
No, I mean, it can be the logo. I would make the logo bigger though, if it's going to do that, because it's like super little.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'll have to do, they set that all up because previously it was just saying the template of the name of the template that I was using. So they changed it. So I'll have them change it, make it bigger.
Okay.
Because last time I totally destroyed my whole website.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Photo looks much better without having the stuff on top of it. So good job on that. I know you added this. That's a new addition.
Yeah, because I realized I didn't have that story. I was like, oh, I don't even have a story on there. So I just started with the story.
Well, good. I got the
And then I
resources
took out
on
portfolio,
here.
but made those galleries. Those galleries.
Yeah,
But
I would. So like this section here, Ashley, this is too much text.
Okay.
So I would trim down the text big time. And if you're going to add text, I would make these equal in size.
I'm trying to, but that's the stupid template that they have.
This is on Squarespace.
Yeah.
So what you're going to need to do is you can take this one right here and sort of drag it over.
It won't let me.
Tom's on Squarespace too. So this would be a good one-to-one thing.
Yeah, we're meeting this evening.
Do that. Let me know how it goes. But if you're meeting with Tom's going to be helping you with a lot of this stuff. So we won't spend any time on it. Maybe the only other thing that I'll point out is I like this photo, but it's like Christmas, right? So if it were me, because like, okay, so going back to your old site, since it still lets me go there, at least it did. Yeah. So like this style here is great. Like it kind of matches like more the high key look that you're going for. Okay. So, and I mean, I think it's cool that your family's in there and stuff, but like this, honestly, to me looks a lot more professional in terms of like, oh, like this, like it feels more consistent with the brand that you're going for. This feels more like it doesn't really match I feel like it doesn't match your style as much. It is like very crisp. Like it's cute. It's a cute picture, but I don't feel like it says, we're professional photo video team. And also it's saying Christmas at the same time, which it's a little bit jarring.
As a photographer, I need to have more pictures of myself. And
we don't do that enough sometimes, right? It's like we don't hang pictures up on the wall and we don't get photos of ourselves. But again, like if honestly for now, until you get some that you feel like you can use, because I like that your family's in it and everything, but I would use this photo.
I'll change it real quick.
Yeah. So, but other than that, Tom's going to be able to walk you through stuff tonight. So yeah, I'm going to defer to Tom on that and then we'll keep rolling. Does that sound good?
So it's fine. Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. We're going to keep rolling. Thank you, Ashley.
Yep.
I've got, let's see. I've got Jeff up next. What's up, Jeff? Hey. You still here?
I'm here.
All right. I'm glad you're still here. Good.
I'll just do a quick share.
All righty.
So I did a couple of changes. I added a slider with multiple photos, and I think I should not have done that.
You added sliders like for this?
Yeah, so this is a slider now. It used to be a single image. Now it's a slider.
Yeah.
And it just, maybe it's coincidence, but now my thumbnail on my Google search is not there. And I don't know if that's because of the slider, but
It is possible.
it is, that's what I'm thinking it is.
Yeah. Have you done custom schema markup?
No.
Okay. What you can do is, and there's a video on schema markup, you can actually put that into your header code. I mean, I kind of like the slider. I kind of like it. I mean, I kind of like that one photo, but again, like, you know, this is where you can look at the data and see like if anything's
Exactly.
changing. I know you've changed.
I also, yeah, I changed a little bit down here. I kind of cleaned this up a little bit to be a little less wordy. I changed my spearhead. I changed the font size. That's one of my questions.
Okay.
Shouldn't
be a problem.
It's H1, but I just reduced the font size.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. I did move this. This was like up top here. I just didn't like the way it looked. Then I moved it down here. And I think that I dropped a little bit in rankings from like 9 to 14 or something.
And it may do that if you're de-emphasizing certain keywords. Now,
okay.
One thing that's really good to do, and this is for both your customers, like potential customers, is you want people to know exactly what you are and where you're doing what you do, like right when they land on your site. Google cares about that too. So I always say you really want your spearhead to be up as high as possible.
So it should really be up.
Yeah, I mean, I think design wise, what I'm thinking for you is I would increase the size of your name up there.
Yeah, I hesitate to do that just because the theme I have. This logo is actually embedded in the menu bar. And that menu bar on mobile, that's what gives me those errors that we've seen in the past with Google throwing errors for mobile usability.
Right.
Is that the clickable links too close together or clickable elements too close together?
Right.
And I don't want to make it, I can experiment with making it a little bit bigger, but I don't know if I can make it too big. Anyway.
Well, I'm thinking like, so, and let me request remote control just so I can kind of give you an idea. I'm not saying a lot bigger by any means. I think it could stand to be bigger, and then you could still have like, you know, and there's a couple options. Like you could just say CT wedding photographer and like have that your spearhead that's up here, or you can even have it like underneath, like, you know, Connecticut wedding photography. Yeah, it'd be part of your logo. And that does that.
Oh, okay. Would I have to make it an H1 or just duplicate it?
Well, if it's part of your logo, you don't have to do that. It's just part of your logo.
Okay.
What?
So, and I think somebody's unmuted. Somebody's unmuted. So whoever's, let's see who, I think it's Ashley. Got you covered. So, but either way, I think I would definitely make it larger. Now, what I did notice on mobile, it doesn't even show your logo on mobile.
I know. And I don't know why that is. So bizarre. I love this little theme I've got. I need to research that and figure out why that is. It might be just the way you have certain options for the menu that you select. Like this is a centered menu. There's another option where like the logo would appear on the left-hand side of the screen and the navigation would appear on the right-hand side of the screen. There's a full screen. There's a couple of different options. So I just need to kind of research like why.
Okay. Well, I love the photos that you're using, by the way. I think it looks like super fantastic. Maybe the only thing, like, and I'm saying this mostly out of like, I see what you're doing and I love it because like you've got like a lot of the photos that you choose. I'm like, yeah, I like these photos. Like I dig the types of photos that you're sharing. You may even just consider adding, like, if you have any really, really good photos from like getting ready.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm sure I have one or two. Yeah.
And I'm not even saying it has to be like up at the very top. I'm just saying I've noticed because you've kind of got like photos throughout the day. The only part of the day you don't have is getting ready. And I think if you had that, like, because you already have such a good, strong, robust selection of photos, that just adding that it's probably going to like really seal the deal for some people because they're going to feel like, wow, this guy can shoot in anything.
Okay.
So just a thought.
Cool.
That's
No, I
not
actually
SEO
like
related, but
that feedback.
yeah. But I dig what you're doing because you've got like lots
Cool.
of movement in your photos. There's like the candids are awesome, that kind of stuff. Love it.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, I would like to see because like your desktop version's looking super professional.
Yeah, my mobile sucks.
Yeah, the mobile is, I mean, it doesn't suck. It's just because like you got it to where your headshot, your about me area is like a lot better now. Like it doesn't take up a huge amount of the screen. So good job on that, Jeff. That looks
Thank
a
you.
million times better.
Yeah, I know it's
Super-
funny. It's the same headshot. All I did was add a border to kind of
Yeah, you
lessen
framed
the
it. Yeah.
the mischievous look.
Yeah, it makes it look so much more fine art,
It does look a little, yeah, right. Just add a border when in doubt.
Yeah, just
add border,
Photoshop a
guys.
camera, put like a camera on, like in your, like your strap, like have a camera right here,
Yeah, okay.
and bam, it's like the perfect picture.
Done.
So I'm joking, by the way.
Yeah,
You got
no,
both
I got you.
unless you're really good at Photoshop. I don't know, maybe.
No,
maybe
I'm awful at Photoshop.
So yeah, I think it's worth. Now I will say, like, on mobile you can see CT wedding photographer without scrolling.
Yes, because that that is the way it renders on the homepage, because full screen, the photo takes up the whole screen on desktop, whereas on mobile device, right, it's like just a little tiny snippet.
Yeah,
and that way you can see it without any problem.
Yep. So
But
mobile's good. Mobile's
I
good.
still
I
would
mean,
like to put that up top though.
Yeah, if it were me, I'd just figure out that logo. I would make the logo a little bit bigger on desktop.
Okay.
But I would maybe even consider, because I don't think your little drop is going to be permanent regardless, especially if you keep building some backlinks. But I think what I would do is probably get the logo a little bit bigger, get like your location and what you do in there. So, and it doesn't have to be like your spearhead necessarily if it's part of your logo. So it can say Connecticut wedding photographer, and it's smaller, right? Like just below your name. But I wish I could see that on mobile. Say it again.
Make the spearhead underneath. Well, see if I can put it underneath the logo.
Yeah, if it doesn't look,
yeah,
if it doesn't look good to you and you really want to avoid that, then you don't necessarily have it. The higher the better.
Okay,
that is just true. But if
I'll play
if
with
it's
that,
sacrificing a lot of the aesthetics, that's where I'm like, hey, look, put it where you got to, but you really need people to be able to know
what you
exactly
are,
what you're.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, fair. All right, I like that.
All right, was that it for now?
What was the other thing I wanted to?
No, we had the blog post thing.
I had a question. Yeah, because you were talking a little bit about that on last Friday, whatever day it was, about how to go back to old blog posts and either optimize the old blog post or you have a new blog post for an existing venue.
Yeah. And if you're going to keep it, like the same, like everything's the same, you just want to update it. It just use what you know about how to rank a page, right? It's the same thing. Spearhead keyword research, using the title, the page title, the heading, and then putting supportive keywords inside of the actual text.
Is it a bad idea to change the permalink of the blog post, the URL?
Probably, yeah, because Google's going to essentially see it as a brand new page.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's not ranking at all at this point, then probably not a big deal.
Okay.
But it's not bad if you have blogs that you do want to rank, regardless of if you update the info or not. Going back, doing your keyword research, building the links to it, like backlinks to it, like we talked about with P-Base. Like P-Base, literally, you could go and be like, like do a summary of like, this particular blog post, put at least one link in there to it. Bam, now you've already got like a high domain authority site linking to that particular blog post. Now,
to a blog post? So how would
you can do it to a blog post too, because you just get that exact link and put that as the hypertext link inside of P-Base or the show notes.
To a blog post. Put that in P-Base, like for your URL in P-Base.
Yeah, well, it's in the text, right? There's a little button. This is why I was saying I'll probably have to do a video on it, but it's not the hardest thing to do, but it did take me some figuring out how to do it. But essentially what you're doing is you're writing text in that's about the photo, because it's a gallery technically, right? So it's like you can upload like a photo, say some stuff, and then put, you have to check a little box that says like, I think it says something about like read as HTML, and it's right below the summary. Then you use, you have to do a link, you have to use a hypertext link. So, and I'll post that in the chat box here so you guys know.
Yeah, that'd be
exactly
cool
what it
because
is.
I just actually started a profile on P-Base as we were.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, and if you guys want to pull this up on your own, I'll include the like direct link and the code for this, but you do have to use a very simple, easy, non-scary code. So here's the link that shows you the type of code that you have to use. And then I'll actually put the direct code as well, because it's super easy to use.
Okay.
But whenever you put this into the summary on P-Base, you do have to use this in order for the link to work.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to put in the URL manually and the text that's going to be the anchor text.
Okay.
Right. And then there's a box on P-Base that basically says, you know, use like read as HTML or something, I think is what it says.
Cool.
But I am going to be doing, you know, I do plan to do a video on this. Right. But basically we're finding a bunch new of backlinks that are really good that, you know, you're going to be able to get and do good stuff with. And that's one of the reasons why I was telling Kevin, I was like, yeah, I would hold off, because we're kind of working on like finding a bunch of really good backlinks that you can get yourself that are legit. And instead of paying someone that you don't know that may or may not get good backlinks, we actually have like the backlinks that you could either go get yourself, which would honestly be one of the best things to do, because you don't necessarily need a lot of them, but if you get a few good ones each month over the course of a few months, that really compounds with Google. Or if you have like, maybe you've got a VA or something that you're like, hey, I just need you to basically go and do this. Then they've got the links, they just go get them. Right. Maybe it takes them a few hours. You have to pay them for that. But again, at least you know that you're getting like really quality links versus just paying somebody $100 and something bucks that you really don't know. And even if they are good, that's probably not gonna be as good as you could do it, or your assistant could do it, because they're just trying to crank out numbers.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Cool.
I think that's all I had.
Cool beans. Good to see you, Jeff.
Yeah.
As
Thanks.
always. All right. I've got Jessica up next. Jessica, are you here with me?
Hey, Jeff. Yes, I'm
Hey.
here.
Good to see you. All right. I'm pulling up your stuff. I know you were talking about domain authority, maybe, and it's freaking out on me. So hold on, because there we go. There we go. Now it's working.
Yeah, so
Domain verification.
yes.
So did that is that not working for you?
Well, I needed access to my domain account to get some sort of code. I really
That's
don't
right.
remember the steps, but I just refreshed the page and I'm locked out again. My husband is not home and I did not save or wrote down the password. So I will need to save that for next time.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. We can always check that later. I know you say keyword check. You're focusing on South Florida instead of actual city, since we have very small cities and it does not seem ideal to target the city instead of the region. Is there search traffic? I think there is search traffic for South Florida, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, I think it was about $220 a month.
I'm pulling up Uber Suggest just to see if I notice anything.
Yeah, I see your
Yeah,
message.
South Florida does, from what I recall, it does have some good traffic. I would still recommend that you do like individual cities, like in addition to South Florida. So duplicating South Florida, that page, and then, you know, filling information for was it West Palm? I always get the cities mixed up because
Yeah,
there's like
West Palm, Orlando.
yeah, West
and
Palm.
West Palm Beach. Yeah.
I would be duplicating it for those areas.
Okay, so just on the main page, just to keep targeting South Florida and then create like the additional landing pages with each city.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
But just do, you know, start with South Florida and let's get that really good first.
Okay.
And then that way you've got my thumbs up, then start duplicating.
Okay. Yeah, so another question that I had is, so right now I put in my spearhead keyword, wedding photographer, South Florida, which I put, you know, in several places on my website. And I think I started doing that about 2 weeks ago. And when I check my rankings on SEO Edge, it still says NA. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's
That's
just
normal. That's normal. That's normal.
So it is.
And that's something that Tom can even speak to a little bit here in just a little bit. I do want to keep moving along though. I know we've still got like I know we've got Joy, Casey. We've just got Joy and Casey. So if we can get through Joy and Casey, if we do have some more specific question, or if you, even if Tom wants to dive into that more, we can. But yeah, don't worry about. Oh yeah, and Cody, we've got Cody too. And I don't know why you're checked off on my list, Cody, but yeah, we've got you. So NA is no big deal. It's going to be like that until Google picks you up. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. I've got let's see, Joy, Casey, then Cody. So Joy, you're up next. Are you here though? I say that, but I don't know if Joy's here.
I'm here. I just walked in the door and I really want to open up my computer. I'm on my phone right now.
Okay. Well, I'll switch over to Casey. Let's switch over to Casey.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to you here in just a second. Casey, are you still here?
I'm here.
Hey, there you are. Okay, cool. So let me get yours pulled up because I still got Joy's up here. So hold on. Okay, so some rankings dropped a little bit. Ranking for Yosemite in the 20s, still 20s for a few different ones, but then lower in the 30s. Added links. Yeah. So for you, again, fluctuations in your rankings it's very normal. And when I say very, I mean like super normal. It typically doesn't really stop until you hit the first page. And usually, again, Tom can attest to this. Typically, before you go up a lot, you drop a lot. Like it's like, oh, I'm doing good. And then you drop, and then you're like, oh no, the world's over. And then you're up higher than you were before. So be encouraged. It's very normal. What you can be doing though, in the meantime, like I would do the P-base thing, like I mentioned. So if you can get in there and figure that out, again, I plan to make a video on that probably within the next couple of weeks. But if you feel adventurous and you want to go ahead and get in and mess with it, go for it. I am working on getting a bunch more good links for you guys though. Okay. So keep that in mind, that especially with like newer websites, you're going to see some of that because your website's so new. So yours is super fresh, so it's going to have it. But yeah, I wouldn't freak out too much. The biggest thing for you though is going to be continuing to get backlinks and then Google finding them.
Yeah.
So get the P-base one. I'm going to try to start just kind of like sharing a few of these here because it's not just P-base. So there's some other ones that we're finding. So just as I start releasing those, start working on, even like I mentioned, like if you wanted to do well, hold off on the Google Drive thing, like I mentioned, but we want to really double check that, make sure that that's good. But like, you'll probably see me say something about that even inside the group here maybe in the next week. So we're rolling out some new backlinks. It's going to be especially helpful for like in your instance where you've got a real new website and Google's like trusting it, but not completely trusting it. So that's going to help a whole lot. So anyhow, just that's, I would hang out with that and let me get some good backlink stuff for you guys, and then that's going to help out a lot. Okay.
Sounds
okay
good.
Cool. All right, Joy, did you get, and you didn't get inside yet, did you, Joy? I don't think she did. Let's go ahead and go to Cody.
Hello.
Hey, Cody. Let me get yours pulled up here. Bear with me just a second.
That's fine.
All right. So kind of what's next? That's the discussion. If you would pull up your Google Search Console for me.
Okay. There you go.
Very good. I'm going to request remote control. All right. I just want to see what's showing up here. Ramping up the impressions, that's for sure. I'm sorting it basically to your highest rankings. Let's increase the rows per page, just so we don't have to go from page to page too much. There's that SW Virginia wedding photographer. Have you paid attention to what Knoxville is doing?
Yeah, it's still around 30 or 40.
Okay. Have you built some internal links to that page yet?
Yeah, a bunch of podcasts and I think some other website.
Okay. But have you done internal linking? Because those would all be out. Those
Oh
would be out.
yeah, I added I made a bunch of duplicate pages and then made a cool little footer thing that has each of them on every page, like on the
Okay.
footer.
Okay. And then you're saying that's in the 30s right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 34 or something. I
Okay.
have my Uber up. I can peek, but I'm pretty sure it's like 34.
It's okay. I trust you. I trust you. I just want to see if we're seeing anything start to inch up, because I really want to see you for I think you're going to get tons more traffic in Knoxville. So I still really want to see that start popping up here. My thinking would be that we probably do need Google to find those backlinks if it hasn't yet for Knoxville. That P-base one's going to be really good for your Knoxville page too. Just a heads up. So I would say that's probably going to be a good one to build. Johnson City. Where's Johnson City?
It's an hour and 15 away. Yeah, there's actually about 50 traffic a month, and I got that page up to I think 7 or 6. It's
Okay.
one of my duplicate pages, so I'm hoping that'll help me a little bit.
Kingsport.
Made a page for it too.
Cool.
I made literally like 15 some pages last week, and they're all like pretty close around 10.
I'm seeing like a lot of second page rankings for that. So of course, again, we are seeing data at like a 48-hour delay. So it could be even higher. But I would focus all your efforts on getting links, building backlinks specifically to that Knoxville page, Cody.
Okay.
And the cool thing about doing that is once we start getting more traffic through there, that's going to give us a lot more data about what we should be doing on your site as well. So I think my one big recommendation is let's get more links built to that like focus all your efforts on just getting links built to that Knoxville page.
All right.
Good job on getting some of these like second page rankings and stuff though, for like these various cities. There's the wedding venues in Knoxville's in the 20s, looks like. Johnson City. Cool. I'm interested in why it's got so many like, are you doing senior photos? Like we're seeing a lot of senior photo stuff pop up.
It was from an old page. I actually blocked that page from Google seeing it last week, and I'm hoping they kind of go away.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Have you checked your links lately? Like, have you seen new ones showing up?
I got a couple. I did quite a few last week, and then I got interviewed from some random thing. So I got a couple.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I may have passed over it, but like I don't think I saw it for a lot of instance like wedding chicks and some of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll probably never get featured on one of those. My weddings ain't like that.
Yeah, but there's a free profile that you can get
for wedding chicks.
Yeah, it's on the backlink list. So you just sign up for a free profile.
Oh, that was the one that you had to like. Yeah, I done requested that, and it says they're waiting to approve or something. I'll have to check back in with them and see.
Yeah, check with that because I don't think it requires approval. There are some that do. I don't think that one does though. Somebody else that's done it more recently can maybe let me know if you've had that issue. But it should just be like a go create it.
Okay.
So double check on that. Okay, Tom says they had to prove it, but it took maybe a week or so. Okay. Yeah, that must be a new thing.
Maybe like 2 weeks the most. I don't really remember, but it was it wasn't months and months or anything. It was fairly quick.
Okay. Well, and Tom says that he did his wedding chicks profile and it jumped some of my duplicate pages from like 12 to 4. So yeah. So look, when you've done everything else right and you're just sitting around waiting, the answer is almost if you've got your supportive keywords done correctly, the answer is almost always wait, and because you're waiting, do backlinks. That's almost always the answer. As long as supportive key, that's the big kicker though, right? if supportive keywords are good, right? And like backlinks are one of those things that, and you're not doing this, Cody, but I'm just saying for everybody else, don't wait on backlinks. They're like trees, right? The best time to have planted them was 20 years ago. The second best time is like today. So backlinks, it takes time for them to get found. So the sooner the better. Cool. But yeah, for you, Cody, I'd say that's probably where we're at is, let's focus your efforts all on just building up authority with that Knoxville page. And so start, get the P-base one. Look out for me posting some more stuff about additional backlinks, and I would just work on that. And then of course, Google's going to find some backlinks. Do check on the wedding chicks thing though. Like maybe they've already approved it. Who knows? So we'll just make sure that everything's working with that though. Is that good for now?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, man. I think we just have Joy, but is Joy here? That's the real question. Are you here, Joy? Did you make it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm actually in the waiting room for the.
Yeah, I see that now. I see that. I'm letting you in
Okay.
now. Yeah, it was up at the very top. I had to scroll up to even see it here.
I'm gonna mute my phone, or actually,
I got you.
okay. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Cool. All righty. So basically just following up on your homepage, you replace some of your spearhead keywords with supportive keywords. You saw a drop in your rankings.
Yes.
Which again, as we've talked, I think you've been here for most of the time. It's very normal.
It's normal.
You're going to see that before you improve your rankings. So actively doing the same thing I've been telling everybody else. The best thing to do is just to keep on building backlinks.
Okay.
Other than that, we'll take a look at your site and see if there's anything else that I noticed. Look, if you're getting some traffic and you can analyze your bounce rate, session duration, because I don't want to make it sound too one-dimensional, like, oh, just build backlinks and don't worry about user experience.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say don't improve your user experience, but like if you don't have a lot of traffic to a page yet, it's kind of hard to improve the user experience. So generally speaking, I'm like, look, if you've built and you're like running out of backlinks to build, yeah, you definitely at that point need to be focused on user experience. Long term, again, within like 90 days, you should be focusing largely on user experience. And it's good to focus on it anytime as long as you got traffic. But if you don't have traffic coming in, it's kind of like hard to go, well, what's the user experience, right? So that's where it's like, if you're kind of sitting around going, what do I do? Backlinks.
Okay.
Backlinks. But if you do have traffic, it is good to go, okay, well, what's my bounce rate, session duration? So let's look at your site real quick. And then here in a second, we'll look at your Google Analytics. And then that's probably going to tell us just about all that we need to know for now.
Okay.
Where are you ranking at currently for your spearhead?
Oh gosh, I haven't checked. Oh gosh. Well, the main one is 34.
Okay.
Let me refresh though, because I don't know when is the last time I've seen this. Well, it says 36, but it fluctuates throughout the day, so I don't know.
Okay. That's a good area though. You know, if you can make it to the 30s, you can make it to page 1. So that's a good thing. Just looking down here, seeing if I notice anything. This looks good. Cool. Maybe the only thing I'd recommend here is getting your storytelling in.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Yeah, that would be maybe be the big thing I'd point you to. Let's go ahead, bring up your Google Analytics, and that'll be the other thing.
Okay.
But that's kind of the big thing I'm seeing here that I think would be helpful. If you're gonna do the podcasting stuff, of course, that would be the other thing I might tell you, because again, it does kind of really let people feel that connection to you.
I recorded like my first intro podcast, but I think it's only like 4 minutes long.
It's okay. That's plenty long for the backlinks, at least. You know, I mean, you got to think if somebody's going to see, like if you're going to embed that on your homepage, it's like, well, you know, maybe that's not going to really be that much for them. So that's where, you know, you can do something a little bit more thorough at some point. Indexing error.
Joaquin, go sit down. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to Google.
Well, you've got one of these that's working though, just to double check. I saw that indexing error.
Oh. I was looking up because I've updated some pages and I've been trying to make sure that they are indexed, but for some reason I keep getting this indexing error. So I've been clicking on the view or do a live test, and it'll say that it can be found on Google, but for some reason I keep getting that error. Joaquin, go sit down.
It's just use a different version of your site, because one version is redirecting to another. So one of them, like, basically it's just not going to be able to be indexed. So make sure you're using a version that does get indexed.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Yes. That I realize that now that you say.
So here's a kicker though, y'all. It is possible for like a version of your site to have more traffic. Okay, real quick. Okay, so like we look at For Joy, I'm going to show you this instead of just saying it because it's going to make more sense. Like this one's got 243 clicks in the past, however long that is. This one probably it's got less, yet this is going to be forced to the secure version. But like right now, there's probably a lot of clicks coming from other places besides Google. So once you start getting Google traffic, this version might actually end up having more traffic than the other versions. So that's why, like, if you're using a version that like this one, you know, you were trying to inspect using this one, which is fine. But the problem is like, let's do the home. I kind of want to just do let's do forjoyphotography.com. Like if it's telling you that it can't index it, which maybe this one does. Yeah. So it's saying URL is not on Google. Now still requested to be indexed. But, did it? I don't think it did it. Here we go. We're going to request to be indexed, but like if it's saying that it's forwarding to some other one or it's a redirect error, make sure that you're submitting to the other domain to be indexed, right? That's kind of the exception to the rule. If you have a profile with more traffic, you know, yeah, that's kind of one we want to derive data from. But if that one is saying index error, cool, we can use it for the short term, but we still need to make sure we're submitting it to be indexed on the one that actually is giving you green lights. Okay. So this one, it's been requested. It's not, but it's, you know, it's not been indexed, not because of an error. So like eventually this one might get found, but my guess is that really the one that's being counted is going to be your HTTPS version. So make sure you're submitting things to be indexed on here. Okay. Cool beans.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'll do that.
Let's go look at your analytics and then we'll wrap up from there.
This is probably a tangent, but that universal analytics will no longer process new data and standard properties. Is that going to bother us when that date comes? I don't mind if we talk about it another time.
Yeah, but I can talk about it while we do this. Tom, do you recall how many times they've said that so far, Tom?
Sorry, I was answering something else and didn't hear the question.
Oh, you're good. Tom's not paying. Tom's over here. He's trying to multitask. I'm just teasing Tom. No, Joy was asking if we should be concerned about the universal analytics will no longer process data and standard properties beginning July 1st, 2023. And I was asking
that date's changed like 3 or 4 times. So I mean, who knows?
It was originally this year, like March or whatever, and then it was July this year, and then it's July next year. So yeah, it's universal analytics is way better at this stage in the game. If they get it up to where it's working better, we might indeed switch over. And at that point, I'll be happy to. But until now, I'm not worried about it. I think it's good for you guys to have the other version. So if your website builder accommodates having both the GA4 and UA code, like go ahead and have both in there. So at least you're getting data. But I'm not too worried about it as long as you're recording on Universal Analytics.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like they're, even once they do switch, they're going to allow you to keep the data in Universal Analytics.
Okay, good.
Right. So, and it's not like we really need super, I mean, you may want to keep the data, but you don't necessarily need super long periods of time of data. Now for you though, you haven't had a whole lot of traffic come through here. This is only like a 5-day period. We can spread that out to like 30, which I know you've only had your new site, maybe not even that long.
2 weeks since the 22nd of July.
Yeah. So not even that long.
Yeah.
We'll still put it on 30 days. It'll only give us so much, but that's okay. I don't know why it won't let me click that. It will not.
It seems like it did for a second.
Yeah. It's being silly. Let's just do that. So, your session duration is pretty low. Your bounce rate is good, like weird good, which we see sometimes, but session duration is low. So storytelling, and then, or really it should be, and the podcasting, like having a featured podcast on there will lengthen that session duration.
Okay.
We like to see like 2 minutes or higher.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
And that's it for now. That's enough for you for now. I feel so. Let's stop there. I know Tom's got like a few more minutes that he can stick around if you guys want to ask any questions or wrap on anything. If not, that's totally fine as well. But I am going to dip. I think we got to everybody. So if I'm missing anybody, speak now, forever hold your peace. But I think we got to everybody. So I'm going to leave you guys with Tom. Tom's going to take care of you if we have anything else that we need to wrap on. So he'll take over from here. Thank you guys. Look forward to seeing you again here soon. And yeah, peace out. See you guys.
Hopefully when Jeff leaves, it doesn't end the Zoom.
Yeah,
Jeff.
it shouldn't. I'm going to click assign and leave. So it's got your name pulled
Okay,
up.
cool.
So here we go. Magic snap. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, look at that. Well, yeah, I don't, dropped an AirPod 1 second. There we go. Yeah, if y'all had anything you wanted to chat about, I have to sign off in probably about 15 minutes or so at the latest, but really also just wanted to share too that I said this to a few of y'all in the chat, but please, I'm here, so don't hesitate to be utilizing that new one-to-one support if you feel like there's things that you just need another set of eyes on, or just like, oh, I'm trying to like do this domain verification or whatever you're trying to do. If you just need somebody to kind of step through it with you, that's a big part of why I'm here. So just wanted to also say hi and encourage everybody to reach out to me if you need stuff. But yeah, hanging out for a few minutes. Otherwise, if nobody has questions or nothing to chat about until next time, we can just all go about our day. I'll just hang out for a few minutes, and if y'all drop off, that's cool. If you want to chat, that's cool. Either way.
I have a quick question. When he just said that I should add like a podcast episode, is it safe to just add it to my homepage, or am I doing too much on my homepage if I add like a short podcast?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the group that have done it right on their homepage, and that's that's no problem. I don't think that you're going to be at risk of like quote like doing too much on your homepage, especially because you could think about how to format it, but it can just be like a little blurb like, and check out my latest podcast episode about weddings in such and such venue or whatever it's about. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a giant thing, but yeah, I think that's totally fine. You probably do want it on your homepage so that most of your visitors would potentially find it.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Because I'm like, if I put it on my About Me page, it's dependent on who goes to my About Me page. So
yeah, and I don't know about you, but I mean, I think this is true for most people. It's certainly true for me. Almost nobody makes it to my About Me page. People make it to my experience page, but my About Me page is one of my fewest visited because it's not like people they have figured out what they want to know about me usually from my copywriting on my homepage and my experience page, so they don't necessarily I think feel like they need to come to the About Me because it's like, oh, I kind of already get what this guy's about and either like his photography or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would definitely do your homepage, not your about me.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And then maybe like just give it a minute, and if we have a minute of silence, I'll assume that you guys all sort of dropped off, and we'll call it. But yeah. All right, maybe going gone in about 10 seconds or so. If any of y'all are still there, see you guys soon. Alyssa, I saw your chat. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Just maybe let me know some times. I think we were emailing and we'll figure it out. And cool. If you guys need me, grab me on Facebook or send in that ticket in the one-on-one and we'll make it happen. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
See ya.